Thank you, Sunil, for that great introduction. And everybody, welcome to Markham Thornhill and welcome to Armidale. It's great to be here at the first annual Intergenerational Games, and for today's important announcement by my colleague, Minister Duclos, about families. It's really fitting to be here on Family Day with what you see are a great family spirit right here in Markham Thornhill. But before we begin, I just want to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional territory of the peoples of the Anishinaabe, the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Mississaugas of the New Credit River. And welcome. Our government is committed to supporting the middle class and those working hard to join it, and to support those who have shaped our past, who are integral to our communities here today, and the supports that we see through an initiative like today, which is intergeneration. So we have young people along with those who are no longer that young, playing together and collaborating and just being a part of today's Family Day celebration, but in an intergenerational way. This is a bit of how you would describe our country, but certainly here in Markham Thornhill, the strength of the communities around us, the strength of our diversity. And today is a really good example of what our government has done to help support families. Our government has invested in children. In fact, in July, just a little down the street here at the beautiful Anine Community Centre, I welcomed Prime Minister Trudeau here to talk about our government's Canada Child Benefit and the increase to help our families keep up with the cost of living. Whether it is from parents who tell me how hard it is that they work for their kids in the mornings that just fly by with them trying to get their kids off to school and getting breakfast ready, and in the evenings trying to get home through the city so that they can get to those after-school programs that are just so important, whether it's sports or dance or basketball like we see here today. The Canada Child Benefit is helping our Canadian families. I'll give you an example. A single parent that is earning $35,000 will see $11,000, up to $11,000 of income for their families to deal with some of those very pressured costs that they have to look towards spending for their young family. So our plan is working. The Canada Child Benefit is lifting 500,000 Canadians out of poverty. 300,000 of those are children. So a big hand of applause for the Canada Child Benefit. But a part of helping to invest in families is supporting mothers and women. It's why our government is empowering women economically through an initiative that I get to lead very proudly as the Minister responsible for Small Business and Export Promotion, Canada's first women's entrepreneurship strategy, an investment that's going to double the number of female entrepreneurs in our country by 2025, who in turn are going to support their families. This is complemented by 40,000 affordable childcare spaces that make it easier for women to enter the workforce and to succeed. It's why we are modernizing parental leave to encourage the sharing of domestic labor so that when women start to work again, it's easier for them to be a mom and work, should they choose, and to lead, should they choose. The Parental Child Benefit will help families across the country, but it'll also help them here in Markham Thornhill. So our government is working hard for families, working hard for women, and it's right here today that I get to welcome my friend and my colleague, the Honourable Jean-Yves Duclos, Minister for Families, Children and Social Development. Minister Duclos did not just get interested in the challenges of Canadian families as minister. This has been an interest and, in fact, his work for much of his career. He studied social issues for over two decades as a tenure professor at l'Université Laval, and through his work as the co-founder of the Poverty and Economic Policy Research. He's been a vocal champion of fairness for all Canadians, and it's wonderful for me to welcome my colleague, Minister Jean-Yves Duclos.